Welcome to Epic Stories. The rain had not stopped for 2 days when Hercule Poirot arrived at St. Augustine's, a brooding Victorian convent-turned-boarding school nestled deep in the fog-swept moors of Northumberland. The letter that had summoned him was brief, almost cryptic. "There has been a death, Monsieur Poirot. The doctor says natural causes. I do not agree." Signed simply, Sister Beatrice. Upon arrival, Poirot was struck by the silence, thick, uneasy, and reverent. The school was home to 32 girls, a half-dozen nuns, and a small faculty. The deceased was Miss Evelyn Harrow, a 28-year-old Latin teacher known for her sharp wit and colder demeanor. She had been found dead in her modest quarters shortly. After evening prayers, rosary clutched between pale fingers, her eyes open and staring toward the ceiling. The local constable, a plump man with little patience for nuance, had called it a heart attack. But Sister Beatrice, steel-backed and intelligent, felt it was something else. "Miss Harrow," she told Poirot, "was frightened the week before. She died. She had asked to speak to me privately, but never did. I now believe she was silenced." Poirot began his investigation the way he always did, quietly, respectfully, observing the delicate undercurrents within the school. There were whispers among the older girls. Miss Harrow had been arguing with another teacher. One student, Clara Whitmore, a clever but anxious 17-year-old, confided in Poirot that she had seen Miss Eliza Warren, the young music instructor, exiting Miss Harrow's room late at night just days before the death. "She looked startled, like she'd seen a ghost," Clara said. Poirot's famous little gray cells stirred. He took special interest in the contents of Miss Harrow's desk: a broken wristwatch, its glass cracked, a half-burnt letter in the fireplace mentioning someone, not being who they claimed to be, and most curiously, the scent of lavender lingering on the pillow, a scent Miss Harrow was known to avoid, owing to a severe allergy. Poirot spoke to the groundskeeper, Mr. Finch, who reported hearing soft voices and hurried steps near the faculty hallway the night of the incident. When questioned, Miss Warren grew flustered. She claimed she had returned a borrowed hymn book, but when Poirot asked which hymn it was, she could not recall. He also learned that Miss Warren had been involved in a secret romance with Mr. Armitage, a wealthy school benefactor known for his generous donations, and for being married. Poirot discovered Evelyn had threatened to expose the affair unless Eliza ended it, concerned it would ruin the school's reputation. It all became clear. On the night of her death, Evelyn's room had been prepared with meticulous care. Her tea left untouched, her rosary placed perfectly. But her bedding had been sprinkled with lavender oil, and the pillow, Poirot noted, had an odd discoloration. The contact with her skin had been enough. Evelyn Harrow had not died from fear or faith, but from poison. Poirot gathered the faculty and nuns in the candle-lit chapel that evening, his voice firm yet almost mournful as he laid bare the truth. "It was subtle," he said. "A woman with an allergy, a rival with motive, and the perfect setting where silence is sacred and sins are hidden under veils of prayer." Miss Warren broke down, sobbing, as Poirot revealed the final clue, the pharmacy receipt for the lavender oil, signed not in her name, but in the name of a deceased relative she had used before to hide correspondence. She was taken away quietly, escorted by the constable, who now looked far more serious than before. Sister Beatrice bowed her head and whispered, "May God forgive her." As Poirot stepped outside into the still damp courtyard, the clouds parted just enough to let in a streak of pale gold sunlight. He stood there for a moment, letting it touch his face. Another life ended, another secret uncovered. But not even the stone walls of St. Augustine's could keep the truth buried forever, not from Hercule Poirot.